listen to it. Okay, welcome back, everybody. This is Don't Watch at Night, a spooky little podcast dedicated to Spanish language horror and Latin American horror. I'm your host, Valerie.
And I'm Veronica.
And we thank you guys for being patient with us because we were having a little bit of tech difficulties, but we got it. We got it up and going. We'll get right to it then. Guys, we're celebrating our 70th episode today. 70 episodes of us doing this. And so on this live stream today, I do have a beverage. I did make a beverage for this purpose to toast to us. Congratulations, Veronica and me, to doing 70 episodes and proving against all the odds that we can do it, that we can produce a podcast. Yay! And for today, I do have a movie trivia quiz for myself. Veronica is going to administer this quiz. 90s horror movies, how well do you remember them? This is going to be my quiz, and it's going to be a true test to me because while I know a lot of 90s horror movies, the obscure ones that might be considered underrated, I may not know so well. So let's see. All right, Veronica, here we go.
In The Good Son, 1993 movie, Mark goes to stay with his aunt, uncle, and two cousins in which state? Well, shoot, I saw this movie. I wouldn't remember the answer to this.
Yeah, I don't know if I remember to this. Do you want to read through the options so for people listening?
Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, or Illinois?
I have no freaking clue. I imagine it's going to be somewhere I suspect on the northeast coast. I'm going to say New Hampshire. I'm clicking on New Hampshire.
I would say Maine.
It was Maine. Did you assume it was Maine? Did you guess Maine?
Maine. I would guess Maine,
okay.
Just by that background, but
okay. So yeah, Maine. All right, next one.
But it was just a guess, not because I remember. All right, in The Sixth Sense, a 1999 movie, who kills Malcolm Crowe, Bruce Willis's character? A former patient, a ghost, his wife, or a stranger?
It was a former patient.
Yes. I would agree with that.
Played by Donnie Wahlberg, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really? I didn't know.
Yeah.
Or I didn't remember that. I saw that movie too.
Okay, all right. Next one.
In The Silence of the Lambs, 1991. You just recently watched this, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Who is Clarice and her team trying to catch with the help of Hannibal Lecter? Hannibal's partner, the Zodiac Killer, the Boston Strangler, or Buffalo Bill?
It was Buffalo Bill, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah,
yes.
It was Buffalo Bill. Part of me was like, was it the Boston Strangler? But no, it was not.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay, this one I'm going to suck at because I never saw this movie.
This is probably we should watch on Halloween. In Leprechaun, another 1993 movie, which famous actor was introduced in their first major movie role? I know the answer before even looking. Jamie Lynn Spears, Jennifer Aniston, Alicia Silverstone, or Sarah Michelle Gellar?
Okay, and wait. It was which famous actor was introduced in their first major movie role? I do happen to know this just because I was such a fan of Friends. It was Jennifer Aniston.
Yes.
Yeah. But like full disclosure, I have not seen any of the Leprechaun movies. So because he scares the crap out of me. So anyway, yeah. Is this a scary movie?
No. In The Mummy, 1999 movie, the crew digs up an ancient high priest named Imhotep. What does Imhotep want when he is awoken? To find his true love, to find who disturbed his grave, to become king, or to destroy his tomb?
I don't. Guys, full disclosure, I haven't seen this movie either. I'm gonna say to become. You have seen it? Is it to become king? No, to find his true love. Yay!
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Yay! So
Seven. Only missed one. In Seven, 1995, the serial killer is going through the 7 deadly sins to justify his murders. Which sin-inspired murder comes first? Ooh, it's a hard
hell.
I did watch this movie. What was the first murder? Greed, pride, envy, or gluttony?
I don't remember. I haven't seen this movie in a long time. I'm going to say gut. I'm going to go with greed. What would you go with?
Gluttony, but I don't know. It's a total guess.
It was gluttony.
It was
gluttony. Yeah. I'm trying to remember what that death was for gluttony.
It was just like a man like eating himself to death, basically, till his stomach burst, I think.
That's right. That's right.
Well, I remember. Not that I remembered it was first, but that death just stuck in my head. All right. In The Hand That Rocks the Cradle from 1992, Dr. Mott loses his license and is on the verge of going to jail for what? abusing his patients, drinking on the job, making too many mistakes, or a false diagnosis.
Hey, fun fact real quick before I answer this question. When I was in California, I did get to dog walk for the writing couple who wrote the script for this movie. It was pretty cool. It's a pretty cool gig, walking their dogs. I have no idea because I was like, this movie came out in 92. I was 10.
Well, I don't remember as Dr. Mott.
This is Dr. Mott, this
Cynthia
guy?
Well, that's what I don't know. I don't know if it was that dude or if it was DeMornay's husband.
Oh. I thought DeMornay was just like the sitter.
Have you never seen this movie?
I haven't, I was 10. I mean, I'm sure I came across it once I was like, but it's still, I haven't seen it as an adult.
I'm going to say it was DeMornay's husband, who was the doctor that was on the verge of losing his license, because that's kind of what sends DeMornay's character on this revenge. I just don't remember what he was doing. I'm going to say drinking on the job is my guess.
Drinking on the job, yeah. It was the 90s. Abusing his patients.
Okay. In Misery, 1990, Paul Sheldon realizes what about Annie after reading through the scrapbooks in her living room? She's also a writer. She killed her father. She hates books, or she plans to keep him forever. Oh, this one's easy.
Is it? Okay, I'm just wild guessing she plans to keep him forever. Here we go. No. She killed her father.
Oh, dang, I don't remember that at all.
Everyone, my excuse is that I was 8 years old. I haven't seen I've seen these movies, but not in their entirety. So I've seen snippets on television.
In When a Stranger Calls Back, 1993, what is the occupation of the man who abducted the children Julia was babysitting?
Oh, hell.
Comedian, actor, ventriloquist, or photographer?
I think it would be really creepy if he was a ventriloquist. That would be my guess. I'm just flat out guessing.
That would be.
What would you guess?
That would be useful in, I guess, trying to. Well, I don't know. I never saw this movie.
Yeah, we got it. This is how he was able to disguise his voice and make it seem like he was speaking to Julia from outside the house instead of inside. Oh, because he could throw his voice. Yeah, see? It's a useful skill.
That's why I said it would be useful.
Okay, right. I think this might be last one. Or close.
In Thinner, from 1996, why is a curse placed on Billy? He ran over an older man's wife. He was mean. He was greedy. He hated himself.
I do remember this movie. I don't remember seeing it even all the way through. Well, did he hate himself?
I'm going to say he ran over an older man's wife. Isn't this based on some stories? This seems to.
I think it's based off a Stephen King book, if I'm not mistaken. You're correct.
Okay.
Yeah, not too shabby. Sure, you knew some, but it might be time for a few rewatches. We scored better than 71% of all other quiz takers. So good for us. Cool. Can't wait to hear what Rodica's saying.
This might be short.
Okay.
I just finished watching it like maybe an hour ago.
I mean, I don't think we won't take too long, but man, I do have some definite opinions and we're going to get to it. So this week we took in 2017's Murder in the Woods. Now it's important to note this was a 2017 film, but it didn't release into like limited theater release until like 2020. So this is directed by Luis Iga Garza, was released primarily in drive-in theaters, kind of at the height of the pandemic. Stars a largely Latina cast, so it has Jose Julian, Chelsea Rendon, Catherine Toribio, if I'm saying that right, Jeannette Samano, Kade Wise, Jordan Diambrini, Soledad Saint Hilaire. I did find an interview where she talks about the pronunciation of her name. Evidently, it's like French pronunciation. So Hilaire, if I'm saying that right. And Danny Trejo. And then some side characters, obviously, but that's our main cast. So this was what I would call an aspirational B-slasher flick about a group of teens who venture to a mysterious cabin in the woods where they discover the dark secret it holds and are forced to fight for their lives. It was just an hour and 28 minutes. And I swear I felt every single minute of that. So Roddy, I turn it over to you. What were your initial thoughts on this movie?
Well, I liberally use, you know how Amazon Prime has that, like you can skip forward like 10 seconds at a time. I made liberal use of that, and it felt like, honestly, like someone's homemade, took out your dad's
quality to it, didn't it? Yeah.
not DVD record, camcorder from back in the day, and pulled in a bunch of your friends to do this movie.
Yeah. What I attribute that to is how freaking brightly lit this film is. It's extremely well lit, which I guess comes in handy for drive-in releases because, you know, a brightly lit film is going to display well on drive-in movie screens. But that's not, as far as everything I have found online, that's not, he didn't make this movie with that in mind. It's just a brightly lit movie, which gives it that home movie quality a little bit. If you're shooting something low budget, your best friend and saving grace is like a darkly lit scene. So like right off the bat, the fact that we're not utilizing darkly lit scenes pulls you out of it and makes you feel like you're not watching a true movie. I mean, I'm impressed by that. I was expecting you to like DNF this movie.
Well, I was tempted because I was like, this is just, the characters are stupid. It would be what we call too stupid to live. Like, why are y'all allowed to breathe? You know, number one, a bunch of teenagers. So already off the bat, not my favorite setup.
Yeah.
But it wasn't
that's like teenage movies of the 80s were fun. And I get that this is what that's trying to do.
I was going to say it wasn't in the vein of like Halloween or what was that other one? Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th, yeah.
The slasher movie after a bunch of teenagers who also frequently make dumb decisions. Yeah. But I don't know, maybe that's just nostalgia. Maybe that's because I haven't rewatched those movies in decades. This just felt like, I don't know, I think, did the director just go out and get a bunch of like his friends' daughters and sons and have them act because the acting was not great?
I have some strong opinions that I've worded about like how I think this movie could have been done in a way that would have been so much stronger. Like I think I appreciate what this director may have been trying to do with sort of just having a fun, silly slasher movie that plays into every single trope out there for this genre. But I feel like if you're going to do that, you kind of have to be a little bit more self-aware. The fact that all of these actors are playing it so straight and so earnestly, and then not even going all the way at that. Like I don't feel like any of these performances are truly delivering authentic horror. You can do one of two things in a movie like this. You can either play it campy and play it for laughs, and I think that would have made a better movie, or you could play it straight. And if you're going to play it straight, then the plot has to be stronger, and their acting, they have to fully commit. And so you just didn't have that. That was, in a nutshell, like,
I was actually expecting it to be, I don't know what I based this on because I didn't watch trailers like I never do, but okay,
hang on. Can I tell you? Did I tell you? So I watched the trailer, not an ounce of dialogue spoken in the trailer, like barely an ounce of dialogue. And then I was like, that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign.
But for some reason I was expecting it to be a little more like, maybe like a dark comedy type of thing.
Yeah,
and it
that's
wasn't
what I was expecting
that
too.
At all.
Well, because Danny Trejo in that role, I'm just like, yeah, he's hilarious, and he's the only thing I enjoyed about the movie. Frankly, I enjoyed Danny Trejo as an actor, and so I was happy to see him on screen. And
see, even there, I think it felt like he was
grossly
just there,
underutilized.
I felt like he was just there collecting a paycheck, like just going through the motions.
Sure.
Like he wasn't given a lot to do, you know, in his defense. And I love Danny Trejo, but I just felt like he just was showing up.
There wasn't enough of him, and he's just showing up, doing what he can with the script, and so he's underutilized to an egregious degree. I feel like I wanted more of him.
Yeah, because like, what's that other movie? Horror Book Club or Scary Book Club or something?
Killer Book Club.
Killer Book Club. Like, that was entertaining for what it was.
And young people, stupid people.
A bunch of college making questionable decisions, but it was entertaining.
Yes.
And this was not.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of already touched on it. Like the because it was so well lit, especially like once they get to like, it was very well lit at the start of the movie, which is very jarring for me because it's just like, what am I watching? What is this? And then we get to the cabin, which is also very well lit. And I'm like, well, none of this is scary because you're not building tension, like I said, with like a dark hallway, a dark room, whatever. It wasn't until the latter half of the film where I guess it got darker at the time that they were shooting that I was like, okay, well, this feels legitimately like you're in the dark in the woods. And I will say, I will give points for this. What did you think of the death scenes? Judging everyone's death scene on its own, I feel like I will give points for some creative death scenes. Celeste is stabbed in the eye. That one dude is stabbed with his own bong.
Is that what that was?
That's what that
was.
His glass bong. And then the dude who gets the truck dropped on him. Like some creative death scenes there. So I guess I could kind of appreciate that.
Did you ever start to suspect? I don't even remember these characters' names, but the dude,
Jesse, the dude who's ultimately,
yeah. Did you ever start? I was starting to suspect. The only thing that was throwing me was because I was like, well, he was in the house when the sheriff, or he was there when the sheriff was shot. So like, because I never suspected his grandmother.
Oh yeah, no, Sniper Granny. No, I did not see that coming.
So I was like, there has to be that was the only thing that was keeping me from fully committing. But I was like, there's something off with this dude. Like, number one, like when he left the house to go, I don't know, remember why he left the house, but after that shooting of the sheriff had taken place, I'm like, why would you go back outside?
Yeah, no, I had that thought too as we were getting closer to the end, and I was thinking, he's it. He's got to be it. But then I was thinking, it doesn't really fit that he could be it, because he's accounted for in certain scenes where people are being killed. And so I'm like, how does that square?
Yeah.
So then, obviously it makes sense that there would be a second killer. Did I anticipate Sniper Granny? No, I did not. I did not see that coming. To the character of Jesse, played by, what's his name? Jose Julian. What did you think of him as ultimately the killer? Because I have thoughts.
Like, I didn't buy like his motivation for doing it.
No, his motivation for doing it was so stupid.
Like,
so stupid.
If you want to kill the guy that was having the affair with your mother, although you should have your mother, assign some blame to her. If you want to go and kill the guy that was having the affair with your mother that broke up your family, your parents' marriage, then okay, I can understand
you did that. You did that, yeah.
But why are you killing all the rest of your
like
quote-unquote friends?
Even if you want to target his daughter, which is also stupid, but at least I can see the connection. Fine. But like, why are you killing off all the other teens? I don't know. You just hate people? I don't really understand it. So Here's what I will say about Jesse, this actor's performance. I think if you're going to be a sick and demented serial killer masquerading as some nerdy, shy guy in a cardigan, then you gotta really, and you're playing it straight. Let me preface it with that. And you're playing it not for laughs. Then I think you really have to bring some hard psychosis to your performance. And in this particular movie, I don't feel that this guy gives it. So it's like, in my opinion, I was never scared of him. And then even when the reveal happens where we know for sure it is him, I was just like, I see you trying and I see you not doing it. You're just not selling me on it. Versus, I will say, credit to the girl who plays Fernanda.
Which one was she?
That's Jeannette Samano. She plays Fernanda. She plays the bookish one who can't hold her tequila. Girl was doing the best she could, and she was giving us some genuine torment and fear towards the end. I think she was giving good reaction to a crazed lunatic. It's just he wasn't giving me crazed lunatic. I wasn't buying it. I'm rarely that critical of someone's performance, but I have strong feelings about that performance. Hello, loves. If you're not part of our Patreon family yet, let me tell you why it's worth your time. Number one, it's free. If you are able to join our one and only tier, the $3 tier, that's amazing, and we so appreciate your support. But if not, there's a lot of fun stuff that you can still get with us over on Patreon. From our beloved creepy cocktail hours, and now comes big-ass pickle garnish. Summer camp is a bit of escapism. You will always hear me talk up the value of real-world horror depicted in art mediums, in this case, film. A lot of things aren't as scary as real life right now, but that doesn't mean we don't need them in our stories. To fun watch-alongs like the time I made a blueberry gin sour and we all watched 1995's Copycat together. Harry Connick Jr. spent weeks watching documentaries on serial killers in preparation for his role. I was gonna say, sounds like my life. I'm just kidding. I do watch a fair amount of documentaries. Plus, a growing collection of full film commentary episodes that are only available to our Patreon listeners.
That was just unnecessary. Like, you didn't have to kill. The guy was handcuffed. He couldn't chase you.
Veronica, he's a killer.
Yeah, but he's supposed to be not just an animalistic killer. He's supposed to be extremely intelligent and smart.
We're having a lot of fun over there, and we want you with us, so join us on Patreon now. We've linked it for you in show notes. You can also learn more by visiting us at don'twatchatnight.com. See you soon. Let's get back to the show.
Okay, I think I kind of touched on this already, but like I said, because this movie relies so heavily on so many tropes of these cabin in the woods kind of slasher fix, I have, as I've already said, I think there's a world in which you could have done this as kind of a spoof on those movies and really had some fun, and that would have been entertaining. So, especially because it's like, if you're going to take a bunch of Mexican American kids, which is largely what this cast is, I think Kade Wise, the one who plays the funny one with the bong, I think he's the only one who's not, and I can't remember where. I think he's Algerian, but don't quote me on that. So I think there's something funny about, like, if you take a bunch of Mexican American kids and you suddenly thrust them into scenarios that we've historically known to be the kind of horror movies that we see a bunch of white teens in, then that could have felt very meta, and you could have been really shrewdly funny about it. And so I think that could have been a lot more entertaining. I did read that this director, Garza, says they did deliberately try to bring in cultural elements to bring in something of the Mexican American experience into this movie. And I think, like, if you could have gone even stronger with that, and it would be really fun to see on screen. I will suggest for listeners, I think a movie that does this really well, it's a movie all about commenting on these tropes, is a movie called The Blackening, which it's an all black cast, and it's sort of horror comedy commentary on the tropes of black actors in horror movies. And it's hilarious. It's really freaking funny. So I think that's a movie that does this really well, what I'm talking about. And I wish this movie would have done that. That would have been more fun. And there's a point at which Chelsea's the one with the boobs. Chelsea's the one with the breasts that are trying to be the main character. So, what's her boyfriend's name?
I have no clue what any of these people's names are.
I did not commit.
I just watched this movie. I just watched this movie.
I did not.
Let me see if I can pull it up here real quick while you go on.
Okay. He's killed right in front of everybody, right? The truck is like dropped on him. And I feel like the only one who kind of has a pseudo-normal reaction to that is his girlfriend, Chelsea. Not even 20 minutes later, you have Jesse telling Fernanda, when she's holding a knife that she pulled in the kitchen, he's telling her, girl with a knife is kind of hot. It's just like, nobody in this movie is having appropriate reactions to people going missing and getting murdered.
I think it was Gabe. It's hard to tell because there's no picture with it, but it's the only one I can think.
Did you have like a character you liked at all? And did you have a character you liked the least?
Well, the one that got, what was her name? Celeste?
Celeste.
The first one to die. I didn't really like her the minute she showed up in her whatever outfit she was barely wearing. Yeah. And I don't know. I mean, Jewel was kind of annoying. I thought.
Wait.
Like,
Jewel? Jewel. Wait,
like,
who's Jewel? Oh, the one with
that
the
died
bong.
with the bong. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
okay.
He's not the type of personality that I would want to spend a whole weekend around.
No,
like he would be exhausting for me.
And that's like the other thing that threw me about this movie. I was just like, I right off the bat, I don't buy the premise. I don't buy the premise that a bunch of Hispanic kids would be like, let's go to a cabin in the woods. Like, that's just not what I see us doing. Like, if you want to drink at your party, fine, do that at home. You don't need to go to the woods to do that. Did you have anybody that you liked the most? Fernanda probably annoyed me the least.
That's what I was going to say. She's probably the one that annoyed me the least.
I mean, obviously,
she didn't annoy me at all. Come to think of it.
I like Sheriff Lorenzo, obviously, Danny Trejo's character, and Fernanda. Character that I liked the absolute least, it would have to be Jesse. Everything about that performance bothered me. Everything bothered me. So from the jump, I was just like, I don't buy you as a nerdy, shy kid. You're not playing it well. I'm sorry to this actor. And then I don't buy you playing a sadistic killer. Like, I don't buy any of it. Sorry to that actor. who I'm sure is a lovely person. Great hair, has great hair.
I did look it up because I was curious to see if any of these people had done anything else. And he was on like 7 episodes of Narcos Mexico. So maybe that's kind of a tough show. I haven't seen it, but maybe he did better in that. To be fair to all these people, it wasn't like a stellar script.
It was not a stellar script.
I'm assuming for a lot of these people, it was an early job in their careers, and so experience.
It wasn't a stellar script. I also feel like it was just a misapplication of the script. I think, and maybe I'm wrong, but I think there's this exact premise, these exact kids, and a script where you're just like, we're playing at the comedy of this. We're playing at the bit of this. Lean into the camp of it and have fun. And then I think it could be a very different movie, and it would be funny. It would be funny. I enjoy seeing a totally Hispanic cast. I enjoy seeing all of these kids on the screen. They're good-looking kids doing stupid stuff, but again, not any different than any other teenage horror movie where you've got kids doing stupid stuff. I'm here for all of that. It's just like it didn't deliver in the way of, it's like it didn't do anything new for the genre, which is fine. Right. If you're not going to do anything new, if you're just going to play into the tropes of it, then have fun. And I didn't feel like there was fun being had in this movie. So yeah. I wanted to ask you, we kind of already answered it, but like, how long into the movie did it take you before you clocked that Jesse was the killer?
Just when he was like things that he was doing weren't making sense, like going outside after the sheriff has already been shot, going outside by yourself, literally minutes after the shooting has happened, not being able to get in the cop car from the outside to free his friends when the sheriff is being shot.
Like suddenly it's locked and you can't open it.
When trying to kiss Fernanda in the kitchen, again, moments after the sheriff has been shot outside.
Right.
It's like
and your supposed close friend has been like, you've watched a truck crush him. When he sends Jules, you said Jules is the guy's name? When he sends Jules upstairs and he's like, they're after me, so I think you should go. And I was just like, that's not even. At that point, I already strongly suspected him. And so at that point, like that line just pissed me off because I was like, that's not even trying to pretend that you're not the killer. Like, come on, like give me something stronger than that. I will say that he delivered a really great line that I wrote down because I was like, ooh, that's a good line. Once we establish he's it, they stumble into the room where he has all of the newspaper clippings, like a conspiracy theorist maniac. Brilliant death scene where he chops Chelsea's head off with the axe. I was like, that's nice. That's nice. You see her head fall. I was like, that's pretty cool. It's pretty fun. Obviously, Fernanda is freaking out and she runs out of the room she's screaming and he says, "No one can hear you, not even the voices in my head." And I was like, that's a good line. That's a good line. I'll give it to you. That was good. Chelsea was probably my next least annoying character. I did like her. I did like the way she was just sort of. I didn't realize until halfway through the movie that Fernanda and her were cousins. So I just thought they were besties, and so I appreciated that she was just like, "Oh, my girl's doing shots. Come on, let's get in here." She's just like, I'm here for it. That would be like if Veronica suddenly was like, "I'm gonna have a cocktail," and I'm like, okay. You always hope that you're wearing a supportive bra when you're on the run from a serial killer. I don't have that. I don't have like a big boob problem, but if you're somebody who's well endowed, they shake. That's just what happens. You can't help it. It's the way of life. But all you can do is hope that you have good support when the time comes to run for your life. Any other like standout moments to you from this that were just like struck you as funny, struck you as particularly stupid, struck you as?
Or nothing that struck me as funny. I was not entertained for one single solitary minute of this movie. What did you think of the ending?
That's what, like, I don't freaking know. And I
do, because the whole time that the Sheriff Lorenzo and Fernando are leaving, I'm like, where's Granny? Like, she's still out there with her gun?
I know. By the way,
you hear those 2 shots.
Yes, you do hear those 2 shots off screen. And at that point, Fernanda and Sheriff are off camera. And then I didn't even bother running because, full disclosure, I was just so done. So I didn't even bother watching in the credits. Were there after credit scenes that would have given us? Okay.
But I mean, we're led to believe that Granny shot him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I don't think he would have had any bullets left in his gun.
No, like he was dying on the porch. It just sucks because you're.
No, I don't think Sheriff Lorenzo would have any more bullets in his gun.
I enjoyed seeing like the ending scene where she's on the table and Jesse's gonna like finish her off, and then this was Danny Trejo coming back in and saving the day, and I was like, yeah, Danny Trejo for the win, and he shoots Jesse, but then we do have that scene where we hear the gun fire off camera, and at that point, Fernanda and Sheriff Lorenzo have already kind of stumbled off like they're gonna leave, and so you're just left assuming that they got gunned down by.
Which
Sniper
sucks.
Granny.
Like, okay,
Which
you made
sucks.
me
It's like...
sit through this whole dumb movie, and then the people, like, nobody survives.
I know. Like, literally no one except the Granny.
Sniper Granny, potentially, if it was her.
There was a funny moment. I forget what's going on, and I think it was Fernanda that says it, where she essentially was channeling our own mother, Veronica, and she goes,
"Oh yeah,
I revoke it in the name of Jesus." You know, except that our mother would say, I rebuke it in the name of Jesus.
I did think that too. I was like, that's what mom would say.
That made me chuckle. I was like, ha, relatable.
But yeah, so basically, if you have not seen this movie, you're not missing anything, which is unfortunate because, like you said, I mean, it's a all Latinx cast, and so you want to see that be good. Like you just want it to be good.
Yes,
it doesn't have to be great. It just at least good.
It could be stupid and fun, and it would be amazing. Like, but this was not fun. This was just stupid. Full disclosure, all of the reviews that we have linked for you guys in show notes seem to love this movie way more than Veronica and I do, to the point where it's like I feel like I'm being gaslit, or like
what reviews were this? Because like it's got a 3.8 out of 10 on like IMDb, and somewhere else I saw it had a 1 star, and so
Rotten Tomatoes, there are a fair number of negative reviews on this. On IMDb, there are a fair number of negative reviews on this, and so it's just all the more jarring that the reviews that I was able to find for this, that I linked for us and show notes. Like I find reviews for Ronnie and I ahead of every recording so that we can sort of watch the movie and then read some background info on it. And all of these reviews are largely really like crazy positive. And I'm just like, I don't feel like we watched the same movie. And like, I'm just like, I don't understand. And that's not to say that I appreciate everything that this director was trying to, what his hope, I guess, was in doing. But I just feel like this movie, it missed the mark for me. I guess if you're somebody who just truly loves B slasher flicks, I think there's a place for that. And I can totally get on board with that. So, and Ronnie and I feel so strongly about the slasher films of the 80s and 90s that anything coming up after that, for us, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Ronnie, but it has to meet that bar. And this didn't meet that bar for us. So, yeah.
And not that those movies had like awesome scripts either, but I don't know. There was just a quality to them that they were, and maybe it was because they were kind of first. I mean, I don't think they were the first slasher movie, but it was a new way, I think, of presenting that genre in a way that just became like, it blew up. It became a thing, and it set up a bunch of copycats later on. So it wasn't that those were stellar scripts either, or that all of the acting in those were awesome either. It was just, I don't know, it just had something.
Yeah,
they were entertaining. They did scare you.
They had that X factor. They did scare you. They had that X factor.
Like I was never tense at all once during this movie. Like I was never like tensing, waiting for the jump scare to come. I was just kind of like bored, like waiting for it to be over.
Yeah, this is where I go back to it. And granted, I'm not somebody who has ever tried to make a movie before, but there's just little things that I think we've picked up along the way that it's just like, okay, if you're working low budget, utilize the dark, utilize a badly lit room that can work to your advantage. And we've seen this all the time across 70 episodes of this podcast, where it's like some of the movies Veronica and I have watched half the fear in the scene is a room that we can't quite make out what we're looking at. And so like, that is tension, and that is going to cause something in the audience that no amount of special effects or big budget physical effects, not physical, but physical effects can achieve. Practical effects. Thank you. Practical. Yeah. Where would you rate this with a light switch scale?
Like you could watch it with your nursery school age. Maybe not those, no.
I think you could watch this in the dark. You could watch this in the dark primarily because the movie's so damn brightly lit that you don't need any more light. You have all the light you need on the screen. You can watch this
in the dark at midnight on Friday the 13th under a full moon.
Do you think, in all fairness, because we've dumped on this movie a fair amount, I do think that if you were to watch this in a drive-in, this movie had releases in drive-in theaters. If you had to watch this movie at a drive-in theater, that could be fun. I don't know. There was a review that was like, I'm not sure that this was worth the price of admission to a drive-in theater.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, the price of concessions? I don't think so. I think I would have been mad.
I think I really just was hoping for a different movie, and this just didn't measure up. But I always enjoy seeing Danny Trejo on screen. Even if this script had utilized him more, that could have improved the movie considerably. So. Okay, yeah. So guys, giving you a bit of a heads up on what's coming up next. A reminder, we have selected a new book. We are reading This Thing Between Us by Gus Moreno, and we have a book club discussion slated for end of April. It'll probably be our second episode of April. Now, I will tell you, and I told Veronica over text, but I will tell you, this is one of those months where we have 3 Mondays. So this is our second episode of March, but right? Am I right?
I don't know.
Yes, no, this is going to be our second episode of March. The third episode of March, Veronica and I are going to be doing something that we've talked about doing where we're 70 episodes deep. We're about to turn 3. And so we're going to start reintroducing some of our older episodes that were recorded back when our podcast operated under a different name. So we weren't always Don't Watch at Night. We used to be named something else. And so in an effort to kind of introduce our older episodes to you with our new name, our next episode coming up in March is going to be our first episode ever recorded on Mal de Ojo, re-released to you guys. It's going to be cringy because it was our first episode.
Out of the vault. Okay.
Out of the vault. And so that'll be it.
Remember that.
I know. And then I think that's it. So then when we come back in April, we'll have a movie and then we'll have book club. So get ready for all of that. And Ron, is there anything else?
Nope, not that I can think of.
Okay, my friends. Well, thank you so much for tuning into this live stream with us and for listening. And we will see you next time.
Can only go up. Bye.
All right.
Don't Watch at Night is a Nest production. Executive producers are Valerie and me. Editing by Valerie. Music by Omar Chakor. Special thanks to Lorenzo Villarreal and Alex Street for production support for this episode. Listen to any new episodes every other Monday. And if you like our show, give us a rate and a review. It's the best way to help us grow.